What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, and welcome back to the hardest challenge possible for Final Fantasy X, the NSGNSNCNONENNEBB challenge. Yes, I know, it is a mouthful and a half, and if you cannot remember what that acronym actually stands for, allow me to refresh your memories. So NSG stands for No Sphere Grid, aka we cannot use the Sphere Grid at all. NS stands for No Summon, aka we're not allowed to summon Aeons except for the 4 instances throughout the game where summons are mandatory, such as tutorials. NC stands for Customize, which is no customizability from the menus being allowed to be used. We can, however, upgrade celestial weapons. NO stands for No Overdrives, pretty self-explanatory. And then we have NE, which is No Escape, and NE, which is No Encounters, aka we cannot use No Encounters, and finally NBB is No Blitzball, so we can't get any of the really cool, awesome, super good items from that either. So, just in case you do forget, it will also be down below in the description. Now, it has been a long time since we actually did a part for this, which is really bad because I said I was going to do like 2 or 3 parts a week. I'm really sorry. Look, it's been busy, guys. It's been really busy, okay? It's like for those who don't know, obviously with YouTube and my other job, we are finally able to buy Nanoprimal's house. So that has, you know, started, the motions have started on that, which honestly, there's a lot going into buying a house. You know, there's a lot of paperwork, lots of appointments, and just all that general good stuff. And then obviously with work and only having, you know, like realistically 3 days off a week, and then just a bunch of other stuff as well, like it's really eaten into the time. And, you know, obviously I can't record these at work like I record the challenges. So that's why it's kind of slowed down a little. Really sorry about that. And of course, there's also the whole, you know, Final Fantasy V little mishap. I know, you guys really want it. It will come, I promise. But yeah, so we are obviously doing this challenge today. I have set aside a couple of hours. I mean, I do kind of have to go out a little bit later. Also, side note, if I start sounding weird or rambling or making tons of horrible mistakes, just know I've been awake now for about 18 hours and I finished a 12-hour night shift. I've not slept. I can't speak right now. Yeah, I've not slept. I've not had a chance, and of course, I have tons of stuff to do today, so yeah, I'm probably not gonna get chance to, unfortunately. So this is gonna be a nice little 24 hours awake. Yay! It's fine, I'll survive. I've basically been doing this for like the past 3 weeks. That's genuinely how busy it's been the past couple of weeks. I've been getting like 5 hours sleep most nights, maybe 6 if I'm lucky. And then, you know, I keep having to stay awake when I finish my 4 shifts just to, you know, make sure I'm ready for the actual day. So yeah, it's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. Anyway, the NSG run. You know what? I'm not even gonna like say the full name ever again. I'm just gonna say the challenge run, okay? The challenge run. Obviously, in part 1, we did all of Dreams, Anakin, and all that. Now we're doing the little bit with Riku, so we are going to have a boss in a minute. Luckily enough, early game for this sort of challenge run, it doesn't really have anything that different from a main run, okay? There's not really anything that we need to particularly worry about this early. You know, Besaid, the boat, Xanakin, even Kilika to a degree. There's not really anything that we particularly have to worry about too much. There are some things which we can get, which would definitely be very beneficial to us, but we don't have to go out of our way to actually get them. And I know one of the big comments that was asked in the last video, and I'm actually gonna answer that now. So the last well, I say the first part of the video, a lot of people posted about using the cutscene skipper. Okay, now I did mention it in that video, but I'll say it again here just in case you might have missed that. So there is a reason that we don't use the cutscene skipper. Okay, there is a reason for that. Mainly due to the fact the way the cutscene skipper works, okay, is it basically triggers flags. It advances the story by automatically triggering certain flags at specific parts of the game. Now, we can't use that in this run, okay? The reason we can't use that in this run is because there are, at certain points, there are NPCs in the game that we need to speak to for items and equipment. However, when using the cutscene skipper, it will actually bypass flags when they are available. So, for example, once we do this fight, we're going to end up at Besaid, right? Well, when we do Besaid and we're heading to the boat, obviously we need to speak to the people there to actually get the items from them. Cutscene skipper actually removes a couple of them. Same with the I want to say it skips the Aurochs as well. So yeah, there's a few things that we can't actually use it for, unfortunately. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason the cutscene skipper on some cutscenes just bugs the game out. I've seen some speedrunners just like run through the game absolutely no issue at all, but then I don't know, like sometimes it just doesn't like work for me, you know? Like speedrunners use it no issues, they just plow through the whole game perfectly fine and they have no crashes. Whereas for me, that like it's basically during you know, like the main cutscenes when you're going to Luca, so where Titus is on the boat going to Luca, it's mainly during cutscenes like that where for some reason it just completely crashes the game. I have no idea why, literally zero idea why. And yeah, it's super weird, man. It's really weird. I've not been able to figure it out. Maybe the skipper's just like needs updating or something. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Okay, this should actually kill Tros. Has it killed it? Yes, it's killed it. Okay, so we're now basically out of, not quite the tutorial. We've basically done half of the tutorial. Obviously, we still have the couple in Besaid, you know, where we get Walker's Dark Attack tutorial, we get Yuna's Summon tutorial, the whole magic tutorial, and so on and so forth. We are gonna have to do all them. And then we actually kind of just run through Besaid, to be fair. There are some items that we could hopefully get, like for example the water flans in Besaid. If we are extraordinarily lucky, and well, I mean, when I say extraordinarily, I mean freaking extraordinarily, we can actually get a armor from them that has water eater. Wait, was it eater? I don't think it was eater actually. Oh no, it might have been the water immunity. I can't actually remember, but yeah, either way, you can actually get a really good armor from the water flans, basically. But yeah, I can't remember if it was water eater or waterproof. It was one of the two. Given it's Besaid, it's probably proof, to be fair. Yeah, it's probably waterproof, but you can actually get that from the flan, which when you consider what waterproof would actually do, it would not quite make you immune to the sin spawn in Kilika, but it would also take out a lot of potential damage from it, because then the only thing you would really have to worry about is the poison attack, because you got to think you will kill the tentacles anyway, so it's not really that big of a worry. And then obviously, you know, you've got the regular mobs as you're going through the game as well, which, you know, if you can avoid any and all water attacks, it's gonna save you a little bit of trouble. But again, it's not entirely needed. Water isn't really, you know, a particularly used element in FF10. A lot of the mobs are mostly fire and lightning. Obviously, you've got all the Mokalania ones, which are ice. But the majority of the game, the only things you really need to worry about is fire and lightning. The rest are used to a lesser degree. As for other items, Okay, another item that we could potentially get is actually a weapon from the Garuda. So, killing Garuda, you have a chance to get a weapon with Dark Touch. Now, if you are going for this, it's ideal to get the weapon for Tidus, just because, obviously, he's in the fights pretty much all the time, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, ideally, you would get it with Tidus. You could also get one with Walker, but considering Walker has Dark Attack anyway, it's not ideal, because on fights where you absolutely need to inflict Dark, obviously you want as many chances as you can. So if Walker is using Dark Attack, why need a weapon with Dark Touch? You know what I mean? But again, that's basically all that we really need to worry about in Besaid. Again, totally optional, but it's up to you if you want to actually farm for them. Now, me personally, I'm not going to, just because I think it's a waste of time personally. You know, if we get the Dark Touch weapon for Tidus, then great. You know, that would be really, really helpful. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It's not the end of the world. So we are just gonna sort of go through that. Alright, and you know what? One other thing people actually spoke about was, you know, just like not watching the cutscenes. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna, you know, just use some movie magic right now, and we're gonna skip ahead a little bit just to get the cutscenes out of the way. Okay, so we are finally at Besaid now, and as I mentioned earlier on, there's not really much we actually need to specifically grab from Besaid. There's a couple of nice to haves, but nothing super mandatory. However, first things first, we are going to go and just grab the sigil. Oh, crest. I can never remember which one it is. Even though we technically aren't allowed to use it because, you know, to power up Yuna's weapon, it does, of course, mean we would need to defeat Balgamine, which, of course, requires summoning, which is not allowed. So, technically, that one was really pointless to grab. But, hey, we'll grab it anyway, just for, you know, giggles and all that. Now, Besaid is pretty much the last area where we don't necessarily need to grab anything. As I said, there's a couple of nice to haves, but there's nothing mandatory. However, basically every area in the rest of the game, there is going to be something mandatory. So, you know, we're gonna take this time to relax, be calm, and enjoy the last fun part of this challenge. Seriously, don't underestimate just how many drops we actually have to grind for in this run. So yeah, this is the last nice calm moment before we spend hundreds of hours grinding, basically. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be really fun, I promise. Well, I mean, for you guys, it's gonna be fun. You guys get to just skip all the grinding thanks to movie magic. Me, I don't get that ability. I have to actually sit here and grind for the drops, unfortunately. It is what it is, though. You know, sometimes we just have to deal with it. And besides, we all know I'm okay grinding anyway. But yeah, so just in case you've already forgot, or you skipped ahead, or you weren't listening, 2 items here that could be beneficial to get. That is a Dark Touch weapon for Tidus, which drops from the Garuda, or we could get a waterproof armor from the Waterfland. Both are handy, not super important. We can do without them here, so there's no super big worry or anything like that. So if we don't get them, we don't get them, but we're not gonna farm for them. And also, you see how I just got 200 gil there? As I said earlier on in the video, that is why we don't use the cutscene skipper, okay? So if we use the cutscene skippers, the Aurochs here won't actually be here, because it actually skips Walker further ahead. So we basically skip this flag, okay? That is why we are not using the skipper. Hopefully that question will not get asked another 100 times. Seriously, I legitimately mentioned it in the last video and I still got 100 comments from it. It's okay though. I know sometimes, you know, things are easy to miss. You know, just because people will sometimes watch on 2x speed, or they'll just skip through parts of the video and then obviously they'll miss super important information. So it's one of them. Hopefully that is not the case this time. Oh man, but yeah, other than the actual drops that we can get, Obviously, we are gonna just grab energy blasts. Obviously, we can't really use it. It's basically just for the mandatory summon sections, okay? Again, not really required, but is a little helpful. So we are gonna grab that, even though it's only gonna be used like once, maybe twice if we're lucky. So there is that. All right, come on, Walker, stop talking. You know, it's actually been a really long time since I played Final Fantasy X without the cutscene skipper. I kind of forgot just how long these cutscenes are. I think the cutscene skipper actually saves like 8 or 9 hours in a full run. It might even be a little bit longer, to be fair. Like, the cutscene skipper does save a boatload of time. Right, we are gonna save though. We are gonna save. We're always gonna save. You know, it's one of them runs. Okay. So going through the water with Walker, there's not actually anything we need from the fishies. It's just the same fish that we were fighting with Riku back with the boat. Nothing to really worry about. We don't need to farm them or anything like that. Obviously, we can't use the sphere grid, so farming for AP is pointless. We don't really need the gill just yet. We are going to start needing gill a little bit later, but we're going to have other ways to actually get that gill anyway. So yeah, we don't need to worry about it just yet. And obviously we're not allowed to use no encounters, so I can't go ahead and use the booster, unfortunately. It sucks, I know. That's also something I've not done in a very long time, especially early game. You know, like using the no encounters early game is just so helpful. Not in terms of making the game easier, just in terms of time, you know, just in terms of like a time save. And a lot of the time with the challenges that I work on, time is actually really important. Because obviously the challenges are really, really long. So being able to get, you know, more encounters or less encounters saves a bit of time. The speed up is just honestly a godsend. You know, it's an absolute godsend, because at least that is always allowed in my challenges. Sometimes I do ban no encounters depending on the challenge, like the FF10 no healing. I only started using that once I got First Strike with Tidus, which allowed me to always flee. So, you know, I do try and keep it very fair. I mention it basically in every video when I start using it, and I give the reasoning for using it. And most of the time, well, I say most of the time, all the time, it never actually affects the challenge in any way, basically. But yeah, huge time save for the challenges. So the more you know, the more you know. Honestly, like, I've kind of been thinking about doing a little video series, just talking about maybe some of the behind the scenes from challenges. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to see videos like that? Obviously, it would just be, you know, the general face cam. But we could talk about some of the challenges I've done, some of the intricacies revolving around them. Or, Cal, we could even do it as sort of like a Q&A session. You know, if you guys want to post questions down below, I can answer them, you know, make them related. You know what, I'm just going to turn auto battle on here just to save me mashing buttons. But yeah, if you guys want to know anything about a specific challenge or how I come up with challenges or just anything related to the challenge videos, then, you know, just drop a question down below and I'll do a Q&A. Like, what day is it? I'm recording this on, is it Monday or Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. I don't know. Look, this is what working nights does to you, okay? Okay, it's Tuesday. It is 100% Tuesday. So I will upload this video today. Yeah, we'll upload this video today. So this video will be uploaded on Tuesday. And then let's see. We'll do the Q&A video. When am I next off work? Oh, my phone's on the other side of the room, so I can't actually access my calendar. I will do the Q&A video next Wednesday. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll do the Q&A video on Wednesday. So that gives you a week. You know, obviously not everybody watches the video on the day it's released. So we'll do the Q&A video on Wednesday the 30th, or maybe Thursday the 31st. It depends, because obviously I will finish work on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So I don't know, I might be tired and I might sleep for just like 15 hours, as next week is the first week in, I kid you not, like a month where I've not actually got every single one of my days off already pre-planned. So I plan to sleep a lot that week. But yeah, we'll do the Q&A next week, and we'll make it a special one. You know, we'll make it a special one. I used to do Q&As really frequently, but then I don't know why I kind of stopped. So we'll have to, maybe we should bring them back, you know, weekly or fortnightly thing, because Q&As are logistically for me super easy to do, because obviously I just read you guys comments and answer questions. So we could definitely bring them back for sure. I might actually do that. That could be fun. Yeah, ask a bunch of questions, guys. We'll do a Q&A video. Hopefully we get enough to actually make a video about, because if we only get like 4 questions, then yeah, we can't really do a Q&A video. You know, we need a bunch. We need a huge bunch. If you are going to ask multiple questions though, I want to clarify this. If you are going to ask multiple questions, please put them in separate comments. And no, that's like not me trying to farm comments, believe it or not, but multiple comments from the same person on the same video really doesn't actually do anything for the algorithm. It's just a way to make life easier for me personally. So, you know, if you've got 10 questions, put 10 comments on the video. Just 1 question per comment, because it makes it so much easier for me. Because then obviously I can just screenshot them, give an answer, and move on to the next one. Yada, yada, yada. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So the cutoff is, let's just say next Wednesday. I'll either do the video on the Wednesday or the Thursday. I'll hopefully get it done on the Wednesday. It just might be uploaded at like 7 p.m, 8 p.m, something like that. A little bit later than usual, but then it gives me a chance to sleep a lot. So yeah, we'll make the cutoff on the Wednesday. That's what we'll do. Man, it's been a while since we've done a video like that. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, you know? We've been doing challenge videos almost exclusively now for, oh god, how long? I don't know, like a year plus? I don't know, it's probably a bit longer than a year, to be fair. Yeah, it probably is a bit longer than a year, probably like a year and a half. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird, you know? It's definitely kind of weird for sure. Because you gotta think, I went from a challenge and overpowered video basically every once in a while when they were ready, and I was sort of working on them in my off time. And then I was basically just doing like let's plays / walkthroughs. Whereas now we've sort of completely gone all in on the challenges, which I know not a lot of people like, because the videos are, you know, not every day anymore. I know you guys, well, some of you guys don't like that. Some of you guys actually prefer the daily videos.
I didn't know it in the first place.
I really hope you can understand the fact that it was for the sake of the channel. You know, it's really, really important that we actually try and grow the channel. Otherwise, you've got to think, most of my audience are like late 20s, early 30s. Some are older than that. And that audience is not going to be around forever. Obviously, people have responsibilities, and eventually they'll have to stop watching. So the Let's Plays, yeah, that they aren't really a piece of content for the newer audience, if you know what I mean. Whereas the challenges and the overpowered, they bring in newer viewers as well, just to help the longevity of the channel. It's kind of why I upload stuff that isn't Final Fantasy as well. Obviously, if I only make Final Fantasy content, while technically I do have plans, like I already have video ideas that will give me, you know, another year or two of content, another couple of years of content. Well, I do have such plans. Eventually, it will run out, so I need to start making other videos, you know, other RPGs, other genres. So whenever I upload anything that isn't Final Fantasy, you know, like another challenge run, if you guys want to do me a huge solid and, you know, watch the video, even if it's not your cup of tea, you know, sometimes the commentary can be absolutely hilarious in it. It's kind of like the COD challenge I did last year. I did a Call of Duty challenge last year where I basically had to complete the game without shooting a single bullet. And that video only got like 2,000, 3,000 views, right? Massive far cry compared to what I usually get. And yet every single comment on that video was basically just like, dude, this is the best video you've ever made. Like that is literally what people were saying. They were saying that was the best video I've ever made. but nobody really watched it, so the YouTube search just completely killed it. It never got entered the algorithm, because obviously all the subscribers that saw it in the feed didn't click on it, so YouTube was just like, nah, bad video, we're going to ignore that. We're going to pretend that video doesn't exist. So yeah, if you guys see, you know, some non-FF content, even if you don't like the game, it could be a very, very good, funny listen, you know? Just a heads up. And of course, there's also the benefit of, hey, maybe you'll find a new game to enjoy. You never know. Especially with challenges, you know? Challenges can be really weird and really out there, especially really jank, okay? A really jank challenge is hilariously fun. But of course, that's also me, you know, just trying to save the channel. Like, I obviously have another full-time job now, but I still love YouTube, you know? I want to keep doing YouTube forever. I'm going to be like that 90-year-old guy sitting in a wheelchair in a nursing home, shouting into a microphone because I'm half deaf, like, hey, what's going on, guys? You know? So we definitely need to branch out into other games, other genres and stuff like that. It's kind of like how I've started to, I actually started to play Persona on stream. And I know I don't really stream all that often anymore. It's like once a week. Yeah, I've started to play Persona, and I've never played Persona before. We're playing Persona 5 Royal, I think. What was the remake with the extra content? Was it remake, remaster? I don't know. The re-release maybe. But yeah, I think it's Persona 5 Royal. We started to play that. I don't even know how far in we are. We're not very far. We did the tutorial. I want to say we just got a female character in the party. So like the second dungeon, maybe something like that. So still super early. So yeah, if you want to see like my blind reaction to Persona 5, follow me on Twitch as well. It's like, honestly, there's a huge mix of content. You know what I mean? Like, I have so many different platforms, and obviously we have Discord, you know, where we get to enjoy Titty Tuesday, Waifu Wednesday, Freaky Friday, Sexy Saturday, and Sultry Sunday. You know, we enjoy some stuff on the Not Safe for Work section. What can I say? Yeah, it's like different platform, different types of content, you know. Obviously, you can find all my different platforms in Linktree down below in the description. Highly recommend checking it out. There's some stuff in there you definitely didn't know I did. But yeah, so, you know, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, maybe some extras. And we have fun on everything, you know? Different type of content on each one. Sometimes not gaming. But very, very different, basically. And we just have a lot of fun, you know. We have tons of fun, especially Discord. Granted, Discord, I mostly just get like bullied by everybody. It's kind of like a running theme where the community just like bullies me because I'm, you know, totally a machist and that. I know I probably pronounced that wrong. It is what it is. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. It's like how I bet you there's like 50 comments already down below, just like stream viewers bullying me. It's honestly something I really expect, to be fair. At this point, I do generally just expect it. It's okay, though. It's okay. I forgive you all. I know you all don't mean it. Like, I know you all love me. But yeah, go follow my other socials, okay? There's some good stuff on there. And then occasionally, you know, I post memes as well. Memes and dark jokes, because dark jokes are the best jokes. Obviously, you know, if you're how do I put this nicely? If you're a snowflake, maybe don't join the Discord server.
Maybe.
It's like sometimes. Well, I'll put it one way. We have a dad joke section. You know, fair enough. Everyone can enjoy that. That doesn't really get used a lot. Well, I say it doesn't really get used a lot. It gets used more often than I would kind of like. But we also have a dark humor section, and that's typically where most of the fun happens. Although obviously, you know, the Discord sections are basically opt-in, opt-out sort of thing. So we have a new like role selection thing where as soon as you join the server, you can go to the very top of the server, and it basically says like channels and roles. You just go in there and it basically asks you, hey, do you want to see like memes, or do you want to see not safe for work content, or do you want to see media and, you know, stuff like that. And then it just gives you access to those individual sections. Obviously, if you really want to, you could just choose every section, you know. But we do have some incredibly active RPG sections. We have a very active gotcha section, which kind of took me by surprise. Like, we have a lot of gotcha players in the community. And then obviously, you know, we have a very active Final Fantasy 14 section, a very active Final Fantasy section, and a pretty active general chat lobby, you know, where people just hang out. Because one of the things we absolutely pride ourselves on, okay, like, and when I say pride ourselves on, I mean we absolutely pride ourselves on it. We have a very adult community, not in terms of, you know, everyone's posting porn and stuff like that. No, nothing like that. Just in terms of the fact that you are not getting, you know, like whiny kids, if that makes sense. You know, everyone's mature. We have nice, fun-filled conversations, lots of light-hearted humor, and everybody just relaxes. You know, nobody takes anything too seriously. It's just like, I suppose, like, the easiest way to describe it, the way I've always described it anyway, is it's kind of like a bar atmosphere with friends. You know, you can just chat and have some fun. Anyway, that's probably enough rambling for now. Let's talk about the run, shall we? So, obviously, here in Besaid, we are going to grab the weapon for Yuna from the Destruction Sphere. It has Sensor, which is, you know, obviously really, really nice. But then it also has Magic 5% and Magic 3%. And considering we can't use the Sphere Grid, stat increases are going to be quite nice. Obviously, 8% on top of basically nothing is still basically nothing, but it's still going to be like an extra, I want to say it gives like 2 points or something like that, like an extra 2 magic stat, which, you know, considering we don't really have all that much magic stat, is kind of helpful. Definitely kind of helpful for sure. So we can't overlook the stat increases. Obviously, if you're playing normally, you know, where you've got the Sphere Grid and all that, the only real stat boost you're ever really going to use is like defense 20%, and that's at endgame. Prior to that, there's not really anything super worth using, whereas in a run like this, yeah, there's going to be some really important stuff for sure. Because, I mean, hey, 8% of, you know, like 20 is like 1.8, something like that. I don't know. Look, I've been awake way too long. Do not expect math from me, okay? Either way, it's extra stats for us. It's the only way we can get extra stats. So, of course, we absolutely need to do it. It's just gonna be one of them, you know? It's just gonna be one of them. We're probably gonna change it later. And when I say later, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. The 8 magic is gonna be really important for Yuna, because you gotta think, in a run like this where we can't customize, we can't use overdrives, and we can't use the Sphere Grid, each character is going to have a set role, right? Like every character has a set role for us.
See, I told you she gets mad easy.
And obviously, when it comes to those roles, Yuna is going to be our healer. So higher magic, higher heals, which is going to be really, really, really important for this run for sure. There's going to be a lot of times where we're just going to get absolutely murdered after all. So the healing is going to be very, very important. And then obviously for, let's say Lulu, right? Like Lulu is our magic user. She's how we get rid of flans and elements. So obviously higher magic stat for her means more damage, and more damage means we kill things quicker. The quicker we kill things, the less we have to worry about. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we have to get, basically, like a lot of stuff. Oh man, it's like the one thing I'm really not looking forward to though is gonna be the grinds we have to do later. You know, the sections where we basically get one shot every single fight, and we need luck to get through them. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Okay, it's really gonna suck. Especially the bosses. Like, can you guys imagine a run like this? The bosses we're gonna have to do. Like, imagine Seymour and Gagazet. Imagine Unalesca. Because you got to think, we can't summon. We can't use overdrives, so we're gonna have some memes. Let's put it that way, okay? We're gonna have some memes. It's like, luckily enough, we're still pretty early game right now, so there's not a huge amount to worry about just yet. But we are actually getting to it, okay? We're not gonna do, you know, Killiker in this video, just because there is so much happening in Killiker that we kind of really can't, you know what I mean? Otherwise, this video would be like 2-3 hours long. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We'll save that for the next video instead. Well, let's go see some bird boobs, shall we? And yes, I am absolutely going to curse you all. I pointed this out in, I want to say it was my FF10 overpowered video. Might even have been the items only run. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I pointed this out in an earlier video and everybody hated me for it because now they just can't unsee it. So, if you're new to the channel, congratulations. You are now cursed with seeing bird boobs. If you did not know what I'm on about, basically watch the summon for Valefor and you will notice she has boobs. Obviously, Valefor's human was a female, so her faith is female. So, yeah, she has boobs. It's like, you'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute. Man, I love pointing all the weird stuff out. Because it's like, the stuff... So some of the stuff that's just right in front of your face, a lot of people don't really notice. And then when they see it, they're just like, wow, now I actually see this every single time. There you go, see boobs. Bird boobs. Oh my god. I can't believe this, man. I'm 31, I'm laughing at bird boobs. Wait, am I 31 or 32? I'm 31. Oh my god, I'm getting to that age now where I'm forgetting how old I am. Maybe it's just sleep deprivation. You know what? That's my excuse. It's sleep deprivation, guys. Okay, it's sleep deprivation. It's not that I'm old or anything like that. I just can't remember my age because I'm sleep deprived. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm never gonna live that one down. I can already see like 20 of the comments coming in right now. I can already see it, dude. Anyway, bird boobs are done. So we are also obviously going to get a new weapon here for Tidus. It'll be a little bit helpful, you know, it's a tiny, teeny bit more strength for him. Because obviously the Brotherhood does have a little bit. Oh, should we use custom names? Nah, there's no point using custom names because we're obviously never really going to use them. I was kind of thinking maybe I should, but nah, we're just never going to see them, are we? So it's fine. Yeah, so obviously we're going to get the Brotherhood now. That's going to make damage a little higher for Tidus, but not a huge amount. We'll basically be doing around 140 damage for Tidus. 130, 140, something like that anyway. But then he's going to stay at that damage pretty much the entirety of the game. And then obviously whenever we change his weapon, which we will be doing very soon, by the way, in Killiker we do actually need to get a new weapon for Tidus. And of course, if we get the Dark Touch weapon here in Besaid, that would be super ideal. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. You know, it's one of them. I'm not gonna force the issue with it. Hopefully, I do though, just because I really want to show it off. Because it could be, I don't know. I feel like it could be something nice. You know, I mean, it'll be a little bit helpful. You know, just a tiny bit helpful, but not super important anyway. So we'll have to see. The one in Killiker though, yeah, I unfortunately really need that one, which is kind of sucks, but hey, you know, it is what it is, I guess. All right, let's just go get called a bad man. Man, this is one of those moments where I don't necessarily think they really intended for this to be such a meme. You know what I mean? I really don't think they intended for this to be such a meme, but it happened, you know, it happened. It's kind of like the laughing scene in Luca. That became such a meme on the internet. It is unreal. Absolutely unreal. Kind of like the laughing mod. If you guys didn't know, there's a mod for FF10 where it basically just replaces everything with Tidus's laugh. Yes, that is an actual thing, by the way. You can replace every soundtrack in the game with a rendition of it in Tidus's laugh. I mean, you could also, you know, just search on YouTube. There's probably hundreds of videos about it by now. Kind of cool about the mod scene, though. Like, it really helps to keep these older games alive and fresh. And of course, you've got challenges like this. Like, if you guys didn't know, FF9 has recently had like huge mod updates across the board. Tons and tons of new mods have been made, and I do plan on covering them. Don't worry, I do plan on covering them. There's one that looks really fun, and when I say fun, I mean like super interesting. No, it's not alternate fantasy. Obviously, we've already covered alternate fantasy, and hell yeah, she's cute. Of course, she's cute, Walker. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, there's tons of new mods for mods for FF9, which I really want to cover, and Memory has made it super easy to install them now as well. Like, it's basically a one-click install. I know some mods are, you know, not really user friendly, like the randomizer for FF9. Was it FF9? I think it was FF9. I think, anyway. There was a mod. Yeah, I want to say it was FF9. But the randomizer was so hard to install, it took me, I think it was like 3 or 4 days to actually get it installed and working. And then I know I made like an install guide for it, but the success rate of people actually getting it going was like 30% or something like that. Like, a lot of people had the same troubles I did and they couldn't get it working. But then some people also had like 0 issues whatsoever and they just got it working instantly, basically. It was super weird. Obviously, some mods are much easier to install, some are not. Like, some you basically just run an exe, boom, done. Some, yeah, you have to run an exe, copy and paste some files, do a little file editing. Some are really not nice to install and definitely need a guide, but it is what it is. Thankfully, though, the modding scene is definitely getting better as time goes on. It's becoming a lot easier to mod, for sure. Like, it's becoming a lot simpler for people to install them, I should say. So that's definitely a very nice little touch. And all these cutscenes. Oh, we're gonna have the Kimahri fight as well, aren't we? There's nothing to do during the Kimahri fight, by the way. Like, there's no need to worry about that. There's no like super good drop that we need to get or anything. It's just a, you know, a smack fight, a smack fest tank it. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember the saying. Okay, look, I'm tired, guys. Okay, I'm tired. I'm still gonna finish this off though. Tank and Spank. There you go. Tank and Spank. That was the word I was looking for. It's an FF14 reference. Well, I think it's just an MMO reference in general. But yeah, Kimahri, you're just gonna whack away at him, heal up when required. All he has is normal attack and jump, so nothing to really worry about. Obviously, before that, we are going to get Energy Blast. Then we're gonna have the forced encounter with you know, the Flan, the Dino X, the 2 Garuda forced encounters. Yeah, that's the only forced encounters we're actually gonna get. So we don't really need to worry about any of the enemies here on Besaid. All super simple. We basically one-shot them all. Tidus one-shots the Dingo. There we go. Yeah, Tidus one-shots the Dingo. Walker one-shots the Condor, and Lulu one-shots the Water Flan. The only thing we can't one-shot is the Condor. But we don't need to worry about that. Anyway, as it's only a forced encounter, we can't randomly encounter it. Although, fun fact, if you guys ever played the Final Fantasy X demo on the PS2, I think it actually came with some PS2s, or it was like a magazine demo, I don't know, I can't remember. But you had a demo on the PS2 where you had like 2 sections, right? One of the sections was Besaid, and the other section was Xanarkand. But yeah, on the section for Besaid, you could actually encounter Garuda as a normal enemy on the demo. And you also had access to Kimahri as well, which obviously you don't in the full game. You only get access to Kimahri when you're actually on the boat. So that's also something. It's okay though. We don't really need Kimahri anyway, do we? And we don't really need to farm Garuda. As I say, the Dark Touch, sure, it's nice. It's not required though. So we're not gonna farm. We're not gonna save scum or anything like that. We're just gonna plow through Besaid and be done with it. And then the real fun starts at Killiker. Yeah, the real fun. really started Killiker. Alright, let's go get our weapon, shall we? Right after the cutscenes, anyway. Maybe I should use the cutscene skipper for some cutscenes. Although saying that, I can't remember where all the flags are. Because there are some that skip, like, just one flag. Like, you know, like the actual cutscene. So if we use the cutscene skipper here, it basically just skips this cutscene. Whereas there are some cutscenes later where it actually skips a bunch. So one of the examples is Mihen. You know, after you fight Sinceborn Gui, if you have the cutscene skipper on there, you basically skip after the second Gui fight all the way to when you're ready to go to Josei. So you skip the conversation with Seymour leaving, you skip the conversation with Aaron, and I'm pretty sure you skip the group conversation at the very top as well. So that's like 3 flags that are skipped right there, basically. And obviously, each time a flag is checked, in that particular instance, the random NPCs, well, I say random, the NPCs will, you know, move on to their next zone, if you will, which can really mess us up. Obviously, right now in Besaid, it wouldn't make a difference. Right, let's go get an energy blast. Like, we definitely need to grab this one. So, first things first, we're just going to go into the shop. Speak to the shopkeep. We're not going to buy anything. Yeah, your dog dug something up. How about that, eh? How about that? Right, let's go steal the toy from the dog. Come on, Poochie. Come on. You know, would you actually just go up to a random dog and pull something out of its mouth? Also, how does a random dog have an overdrive in its mouth? Like, what is the actual item that gives Valefor the second overdrive? It's kind of weird, right? Like, I'm not the only one who thinks that. What kind of item would it be that gives Valefor a second overdrive? One of the other things I find really weird as well is why Valefor was the only one to get a second overdrive. Like, Ifrit didn't, Ixion didn't, I mean, well, none of the others did. Why was it only Valefor? I wonder if it's one of those... I don't know if it's been mentioned in an interview or anything like that. I should probably actually look this up. It's one of the things, though, that I've always wondered but never actually checked on. But why was Valefor the only one that was given a second overdrive? Was it the case that they planned to add 2 for all of them, and then, you know, they kind of scrapped that idea after adding Valefor's in? Or was there a particular specific reason for why Valefor got a second one? I don't know. Alright, so are we going to get anything good? Oh, wait, actually, do we? Yeah, we do get drops from these. Yay, only magic can beat that thing. I know. Come on, give me the waterproof, man. Give me the waterproof. Come on. Give me waterproof. Waterproof here would be awesome. I say awesome. It would help in a couple of fights. It depends on who gets the drop, though. I'm trying to think who'd be best. I reckon Lulu would be best, to be fair. Yeah, I feel like Lulu getting it would be the best. Just because, obviously, Magic's super strong early on. Did I get one? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Well, it's fine. It is what it is. I mean, we might get... I think we're going to get one more forced encounter with all 3 mobs later, or we might get a random encounter with all 3. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. It's just going to be one of those nice to haves, you know? We're probably not going to get it, though. Like, I'm already accepting the fact we're not going to get it. I've had some spectacular and also incredibly cursed RNG in the challenge that I'm doing currently, which you guys will probably see in like a month or so. Withered is editing a different challenge for me at the minute. I'm hoping that'll be ready on Friday. He knows I want it by Friday, so hopefully it'll be ready by Friday. That's not this one, by the way. That's something else. Not gonna spoil it. Let me just say, it is a good one. That's for damn sure. But yeah, hopefully that'll be ready for this Friday. If not, next Friday. But yeah, the other challenge that I've not completed, but is nearly done recording. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you if the challenge was successful or not. I'm not gonna mention that. Right, let's have the boss fight with Kimari. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you if the challenge was successful or not, so don't worry. No spoilers, no spoilers. But that one you're probably not going to see for like a month. Maybe 2-3 weeks. I don't know. It all depends on Withered's editing, you know? Maybe he gets a bit of free time and he just plows both of them out in a week, in which case, Ko-Fi supporters, you are going to feast. If not, then yeah, it'll be one of them. Alright, let's just take Kimari out. Obviously, we don't really have to do anything here. We just have to watch out for his jump attack. Oh, we even got a nice little crit there. Very nice. Yeah, we just have to watch out for his jump. It does about 113, so 120, 130 at most. So when we drop down to about 150, we are going to heal. Or we just, you know, end the fight. I thought we would have to attack one more time, but obviously we got the crit, so we didn't have to. Always a nice touch. I wonder if I'm going to get a drop here. So I think Kimari can drop equipment, but I don't think he drops anything good. I think the equipment Kimari drops is just like +3 strength, which, you know, 3%. Yeah, it's worse than the Brotherhood. It's much worse than the Brotherhood. Alright, what do we get? Did we get anything? Oh, we got a scout actually. That's not bad. What's on it? Oh, it's only got a sensor. It's only got a sensor. Well, it's fine. Oh yeah, I should probably equip Yuna's Rod of Wisdom as well. Also, we've already got the Brotherhood on, and that's all we have right now. Okay, so it's not terrible. I mean, it'll actually help a little bit for the underwater sin spawn, because then we know roughly how much HP it's got. We know if we have to heal or if we can just attack for the win. So it'll be helpful. It'll be helpful for sure. Right, the Garuda tutorial. So this is one of the mandatory summons in the game. Obviously, this is a challenge run. We are not allowed to summon it normally. However, there are 4 instances in the game where summoning is mandatory. This is one of those 4 instances. This is one of the 4 times you'll ever see me hit summon. But this, we're just kind of gonna, you know, use Sonic Boom, basically. Like, we don't really need to do anything specific. Like, we could actually just boost a couple of times and use a couple of Sonic Wings and then use Overdrive as well. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do that because I want the overkill. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Like, I know the rules, but don't worry. It's forced section. We are allowed. So I probably should link the original tutorial, the original tutorial section, the original guidelines for this challenge. Because if you didn't know, this challenge does obviously have a normal set of rules. They are posted on game FAQs. It basically tells you what you can and can't do, what exceptions there are, and so on and so forth. Actually, we don't even need to use the overdrive. We can just kill it with Sonic Wings. Although the overkill would be really nice, to be fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the overkill. Let's get the overkill. Like, there's a reason this is allowed, okay? There's a big reason this is actually allowed to be done here. This is also the only time you'll see me overdrive, okay? Actually, wait, no, there might be... I think there's... If I remember correctly, there's one more instance in the rules way later when I'm technically allowed to do this. Yeah, this is early game. This is the only time I am allowed to use a summon or an overdrive. So the next mandatory summon. So the next mandatory summon is Isaru. I think it's Isaru. I'm pretty sure it's Isaru. Wait, why was that not an overkill? That should have been an overkill. Okay, that's really, really weird. That definitely should have been an overkill. Oh, we got a rod for Yuna, really? Yeah, it's only magic 3%. See, what we really wanted from that Garuda fight then was... Oh, actually, I need to... take Yuna out, put Tidus back in. What I really wanted there was a Dark Touch weapon for Tidus. Like, that actually would have been really, really helpful for the upcoming Sin Spawn and bosses later. So that would have helped a ton for the upcoming Sin Spawn and the bosses in Kilika. Okay, so this is the Overforced Garuda tutorial. Obviously, we are not allowed to summon for this one. We have to do this one normally. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Obviously, no elemental weakness here, so just use any spell. They all have the same power, and we're just going to attack away with Walker and Tidus. Kind of makes it a bit quicker, you know, considering we're doing like 400 damage a turn compared to Valefor's like 1 damage. Wait, did I not set memory in the config? Let's check that when Lulu gets another turn in a minute. We'll see if I actually remember to set memory. No, I did not set memory. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that option in a minute. I completely forgot to do that. Whoops. Right, come on. Weapon for Tidus. Weapon for Tidus. Weapon for Tidus. Dark touch weapon. Please, 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 please. Really? Right arm guard. So that's Dark Ward. Yeah, Dark Ward. I mean, not really helpful, to be fair. Like, in fact, it's incredibly unhelpful, to be honest. Really would have preferred the, you know, the Dark Touch weapon, but it is what it is. Although on the bright side, maybe here we will get a waterproof armor. You never know. We probably won't. Like, gain a waterproof armor this early is, like, god tier RNG. Like, absolute god tier RNG, so it's probably not gonna happen. Ooh, Mmog, what's that? And that's just a thingy weapon, isn't it? Yeah, distill mana. Well, we might as well throw it on. We're not really ever going to attack with Lulu, but hey, we might as well. Might have a higher hidden base. So if you didn't know, there's like hidden crit values, hidden base damage on weapons that you can't actually see in game. You can only see that with something like FFX ED, so like a save editor or something like that. I think you can maybe see it with Cheat Engine. I don't know on that because I don't really ever use it. But yeah, fun little fact. So that's why weapons drop from bombs, by the way, always deal more damage. So fun little tidbit for you there. If you get a weapon drop from a bomb, it will always do more damage than a regular weapon because the base damage value on it is higher. Anyway, though, guys, I am afraid to say we are going to end this one right here, which means in the next one, we are going to do the Sin boss fight, and then we're going to have a absolute nightmare in Kilika. So get excited, because that one is going to be where the horror show truly begins. Still though, if you've enjoyed the video, then make sure you smash that like button. Again, drop a comment down below, get your questions in ready for the Q&A, and if you want to be super nice, check the Linktree link. It's got all my socials in, including some hidden little features that you had no idea about, and is definitely worth a check. As always though, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.